Today we're making a Tres Leches cake. This is the cake that my husband requests for his birthday every single year. We're going to start by making the vanilla cake. Add 1.5 cups of flour and 1 teaspoon of baking powder to a bowl. Mix that all together. Now for the wet portion of the cake, you're going to mix 1 stick of room temperature butter, all I had was margarine, and 1 cup of white sugar. You're going to mix that together until it's all incorporated, and then you're going to add in 5 eggs, one at a time, and then half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now you're just going to slowly add in your flour mixture until you form a cake batter. Keep in mind, you don't have to do this part from scratch. You could buy boxed cake mixture and save yourself on time. And then I just butter and flour a 9x13 cake pan and then pour the batter in. I know it doesn't seem like a lot of batter, but somehow every year it works. And then you're going to bake that for 25 to 30 minutes at 350. While that's baking, let's make the milk mixture. So you take 1 can of sweetened condensed milk, 1 can of evaporated milk, and 2 cups of whole milk. And then you just mix that together. It comes together really quickly. You see how the mixture is all goopy from the sweetened condensed milk. Once you mix it for a little while, it thins out nicely. Now that the cake is done, I just poke it a million times with a fork. So that way it can soak up the milk mixture better and more evenly throughout the whole cake. Now, I know it seems like a lot of milk, but this is definitely a trust the process cake. I use all of the milk because in previous years, it seemed like too much to me, so I only used half, and then I ended up regretting it because the cake will soak all, if not most of it up. And then I leave it to soak at least overnight in the fridge, but that's just me. Now we're going to make the whipped cream, which is this half carton of heavy whipping cream, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and anywhere from half a cup to 1 cup of sugar. I like the whipped cream on the less sweet side, but if you like really sweet, add the whole cup. And you're going to beat that on high until the cream thickens and then becomes whipped cream. Now be careful because if you whip past this point, it does become butter. But anyways, time to wash and chop the strawberries. Just take the tops off and then slice them either in half or into 3 slices if it's a really big strawberry. I don't do a lot when it comes to decorating a Tres Leches cake, so I just try and make sure the strawberries are nice. This is what it looked like the next morning. It pretty much soaked up all the milk, and I'm still going to frost on top of all the excess milk because, like I said, once it sits in the fridge for a day or two, it still soaks up the rest of the milk. If you can't tell, I'm really anti a dry Tres Leches cake. So I'm just spreading the whipped cream best I can across the whole cake, and then I clean it up later with the paper towel. I just take the corners and make nice sharp edges because it looks nice and presentable. Now to assemble the strawberries, I just line them into neat rows. Because it's a wet cake, you can't do that much to decorate. I have seen people pipe the whipped cream pretty nicely over the top of the cake. I'm just giving you guys the different options because people are a little bit personal when it comes to their Tres Leches cake. Everybody likes things a little bit different. And that's the finished cake. That's what it looks like on the inside, and yes, we do eat all of it ourselves.